Welcome to this lesson on marketing, sales, and distribution strategy. In traditional marketing, we have the 4 Ps, but at the GSBI, we've actually added one more P, and so we have the 5 Ps. This one is, the first P is product, and we'll be talking about product now. So the goal of this lesson is to think about your product, the entire bundle of your product, and the value that you're delivering to your customers and your beneficiaries. So when you think about your product, you have to think about what is the buyer, what does your customer want to know? And they'll want to know the benefits. You know, how will they benefit from buying your product or service? You know, if they buy it, what's it going to cost? Are they going to save any money? Or are they no longer going to have to buy or use a good or service because they've adopted your product? What happens if something goes wrong? So thinking about risk mitigation. These are all the things that a customer is going through someone's head as they're going through the customer journey with you. And so you need to be able to anticipate those. Research shows us that 70% of the reason that people buy is due to the benefits, and 30% is due to features. And yet, in marketing, most of the time, we end up talking about the features of our product or service and not the benefits. Some examples is, you know, my clean cook stove uses 50% less fuel. That's a feature. The benefit is that you'll have more money to spend on food, clothing, and the school fees for your children. Another feature that we talk about is, you cook in half the time. Again, that's a feature. The benefit is that they'll have more time to spend with their family, or on a job that they might be doing as well on the side. A feature might be that it's smokeless. The cooking is my clean cook stove is smokeless. Well, the benefit is that it's reducing respiratory issues and eye issues, etc. So, like I said, most of the time when we think about this, we think about the features, but really 70% of the time people are buying products or services, they buy it for the benefits. So you need to be thinking about that. The other thing that you should think about is what we call whole product. So you have your product or service, but what else is needed around your product or service in order to get the desired benefit that you're providing, that you're telling your customer that they're going to be able to enjoy? So Clínicas del Alzucar is an organization that went through our GSBI program, and they are providing dramatically decreased costs of diabetes care in Mexico. And when you think about diabetes care, you think, well, they need to go in and get their blood insulin tested, and then if something's wrong, then maybe get some medicine or do some food or whatever to fix that, and that's it, right? Well, Clínicas del Alzucar actually took a whole product approach to this. And so here you can see that they are doing looking at the history, doing the testing, making sure they understand what the blood sugar levels are. But it turns out that people with diabetes oftentimes have foot problems and eye problems. So they actually will look and test for foot problems and eye problems. And in fact, if you go into their clinics, they actually sell special socks and special shoes for people with diabetes. It turns out that people with diabetes, it can be rather emotional and hard for them, and so they provide some therapeutic support as well as nutritional support, helping people with diabetes learn to eat and be able to take care of themselves through nutrition. So they are taking what we call a whole product approach to diabetes care, very reduced cost diabetes care in Mexico. Something that a lot of organizations really don't think about is after sales service and support. And this is, of course, with products, it can make sense. Are you doing warranties? Who's maintaining your product or service after you sell it? It might be you, it might be another organization, but you need to think about it because, again, that is part of the risk mitigation that customers are going to want to hear and see that you've thought through and you're able to take care of your product or service after it's sold, and that they won't just be left with something that doesn't work. So that's something that you should be thinking about and considering in your whole product support.